am I is a question that should be addressed within you, digging every time you ask it, digging it deeper and deeper and deeper into yourself. You never go and ask somebody, who am I? That smacks of something else. So, who am I is not even a question that you need to articulate. When I just said, the more you know about it, the better you can exist here. Not necessarily… don't always think about a human being like he's some kind of a machine, how much he has to produce, there's no such thing. But how he exists is important. When you sit here, how are you within yourself is important. What you wear may be socially important. What you drive may be important somewhere else. What kind of home you live in may be important for some other reason. But existentially, there's only one thing important. How are you within yourself? Are you pleasant or unpleasant every moment of your life? In 24 hours, how many moments of pleasantness, how many moments of unpleasantness, and how much support does it need to keep you pleasant? That's a question. Right now, in pursuit of human well-being, we've ripped the planet apart and still well-being is not happening. Comfort has happened, convenience has happened, well-being for sure has not happened, isn't it? As a generation of people, we are the most comfortable generation ever. Never before anybody could even imagine these things. But we cannot say we are the most joyful or blissful or ecstatic generation, no. Are we worse than others? I don't believe so. Every generation, same nonsense. Some people lived fantastic within themselves, others went through all the nonsense they had to go through. This is not because of what's happening to them. See, there are two kinds of suffering. Physical pain can happen to you because somebody may cause something to you, somebody is no food, you're in a war zone or somebody is poking you. I'm asking all of you, in the last 25 years, how many times it happened to you, somebody took a knife and poked you? For most of you, it didn't happen. Maybe when you're in your school, somebody poked you with a pin at the most, or you were not even worth that, nobody poked you.
They simply poked fun. They simply poked fun at you.
Physically, how many times suffering entered you from outside? Very, very minimal. Rest is all self-help. So suffering is not happening because of something else, it's simply because people do not know how to manage their body, their mind, their energies, their emotion, nothing. Because no attention has been paid. No attention to the nature of who you are has not been paid. So who you are, who am I, question is entirely internalized question, never to be uttered, never to be written down. Unfortunately, somebody printed it and the whole world is talking, who am I, who am I? Don't take this as some kind of a great philosophical or spiritual question, please see it as a practical thing. If you want to know how to use this camera well, the more you know about it, the better it is. You agree with me? Hello? Similarly, if you want to use this human being properly, the more you know about it, the better it is. So self-realization is a very practical thing, not an esoteric thing. This is not something that you seek at the end of your life. This should be the first step of your life, if you value your life. Yes?
Yeah.
Knowing this should be the first step of your life. Very beginning of your life, this question should be asked. We have never paid attention to the most important dimension of who you are. And you do not know life any other way than the way it happens within you.
Right.
Yes?
Right.
You are the only doorway to the existence for yourself.
Absolutely.
You can only experience through this mechanism and no other way.
Yep.
If you don't know this, what the hell are you doing here? And just because you know this, people label you as a mystic, as this, as that, and many people mispronounce it as a mistake, you know.
In every human being, there is this craving deep craving for three things. And those three things are happiness, continued existence, which is nothing but the desire to live forever, and finally the craving for knowledge. Isn't that so? You can find these three cravings in every human being. Everybody without exception wants to be happy. Everybody without exception wants to live forever. And everybody has this deep craving for knowledge. Now, some of you may say that there are people who want to commit suicide, right? Who do not want to live. But then, if you look closely, you will find that those who want to commit suicide, if you take away the reason, if you remove the reason of their suicide, they would not then do that. People commit suicide because they don't have what they want, right? So if you give them what they want, if you give them what they lack, they would want to live this life. They would never commit this silly and this obnoxious act of suicide. Yes, suicide is really very obnoxious because it doesn't solve any problem. It only aggravates it for the person who commits it. But then that is a topic for another talk, and I'll try to explain it someday. I was saying that these three cravings you can find in every person. Craving for happiness, craving for eternal life, and craving for knowledge. Now, out of these three cravings, if we take the craving for knowledge, we will see that all our knowledge that we have now is the result of questions that we asked, right? In other words, the knowledge that you have is nothing but the answers to the question that you asked. Isn't that so? Now, of all the questions that have ever come in the human mind, there is only one question which can give you the infinite knowledge that the human mind crave for, and that question alone has the power to solve all your problems. It alone can give the answers to all other questions. And what is that question? It is the question, who am I? If you can find the answer to this question, it can put an end to all your problems, to all your doubts, to all your suffering. The answer to this question alone can give you the ultimate happiness, the happiness that abides forever, the happiness that knows no end. This is the question that all saints asked themselves and got the answers to. The sage of Arunachal, Ramana Maharshi, got the answer to this question at just the age of 16. He was just a teenager, and when he got the answer to this question, he became the sage of Arunachal, right? So you see what mystery is hidden behind this question, who am I? But you must know how to ask it in the right way. Simply repeating who am I to yourself won't give you any answers to you. It may give you answers, but those answers won't be the real answers, right? You have to ask it in the right manner.